My name is Paul. I'm the inventor of the MBox, which is an electrical wiring centre using 221 connectors from Vargo. Largely, cage clamp has been adopted in the industrial world, and they're used on everything you can imagine. Nuclear power plants, the new batch of submarines being built for the Royal Navy are using these terminals. But in typical fashion, people like what they're used to. So there's been very, very little penetration into the domestic market of cage clamp technology. Now, being someone who does industrial electrics, commercial electrics and domestic electrics, I look at, when I come to do domestic electrics, like in here for example, or at home, I look at what's available and it's got a screw in it, and I just think, why? Why has the tech that I use in the industrial world not penetrated into this market? So there's three variants of the 221 connector. There's a 3-way, a 5-way and a 2-way. They all do the same job. You lift the lever, put the wire in, snap the lever closed, and that's the connection made. It's completely maintenance free, it's completely tool free in the termination of it. So we took those connectors and we put them inside a custom designed plastic housing. As well as electricians, this was based on a heating junction box. So in larger central heating systems, instead of everything coming back to the boiler as it is in a lot of small combi boilers installations like mine, everything goes to a central wiring box. So you've got a pump, you've got a room start, an external start, and lots of other things, and they all come back to one box. At the moment, that box is typically similar size to this, and it's got a strip of traditional chop block connectors in it. And you have to twist together the wires, you have to put them in, and then you put them in, you tighten it up and it falls out, you have to do it. It's just a mess. So this was actually designed to replace that, and that will do that job. That was the primary design driver behind this. Again, if you've ever wired up domestic electric products, haven't got the right screwdriver, oh, the screw's just fallen out, I've got to get down off my ladder, hunt round, often it's just, you don't have any of that with this. This solves all those problems at a stroke. The problem with using screws to make electrical connections is it's very, very easy to get it wrong. There are so many different ways you can get it wrong. You can over tighten, you can under tighten, you can drop the screw out of the enclosure altogether, or even worse, you can shear it off. And if you shear it off, you're potentially rendering £10–20 worth of accessory useless, possibly even more than that. With this, you don't have that problem whatsoever. It's completely foolproof. I've been passionate about solving problems, about making things better for as long as I can remember. Long before I was an engineer, I would look at things and go, there's a better way of doing that. And as I grew up and I learned about the country that I live in, we're a nation that are very, very good at doing that. We've invented so many things on this island that you can't even list them. What we're less good at is recognising the solutions and then taking them to a commercial level where they can sustain themselves and they can support the next evolutionary step. The funders really helped me out, not just arranging the finance, but there's been a contact there. So when I've got an issue about something, be it marketing or be it design of the packaging, for example, there's someone there I can talk to. It doesn't feel like I'm stuck by myself trying to do it all by myself, which is a very easy trap to fall into, especially do what I'm doing, which is starting a company from scratch.